Yeah, probably the thing that appealed to me the most was just the amount of, I guess, it just seemed like everybody was, I would call them like a high, not everybody, but there's just a lot of like high performing people there.
High achievers.
High achievers, very industrious,
Yeah.
which I don't know, maybe that's just LDS for you. I have no idea because I've never been to a church service. I think way back when I was like 3 or 4, I was at a wedding.
Would they let you go to church service? Or they're probably just like
I
any other
think.
denomination, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's like,
I think there's levels to it.
there's
as well.
there's all kinds of levels because there's people that are LDS that are divorced and remarried 3 times and have whatever, drink, smoke, swear,
Yeah.
and they're praise the Lord, So,
Praise the Lord and Joseph Smith. Yeah.
and then there's probably the more devout ones, huh?
Yeah.
That are,
No, I really think I could be wrong on this, but I've heard that there is levels to it. Like if you are, if you make the grade, you can move up the ladder a little bit. Like as far as like celebrating your wedding, you get to do it at a different spot than the rest of them. I can't.
I think
say
there
for
are
sure.
some levels too, like in the like there's certain places in the temples that only certain people can go.
Yeah, maybe it's
Not
that.
the low dogs. They aren't getting in.
Maybe it's that.
They haven't achieved the 15 wives and 25 kids. That comes with that. But
There they
they haven't
go.
achieved earthly bliss.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I think that there's all different stripes of them. You got the devout ones, and then the ones that make TV shows.
Yeah, you got all
The
those.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah,
Did you watch that show?
I never saw it. Isn't there some? There's that one? I think there's another one too, isn't it? Where they have.
Maybe.
I think there's a Secret Lives. No, I don't think I've ever saw that one.
My wife watched it, and I tried to sit in on it, but it was way too dramatic for me.
I think there's another one too. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I didn't realize it until later. I think that's what it is. So one guy has like 3 wives or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I can't remember what that's called. I don't know.
That'd probably make an interesting TV show.
Probably would.
It's funny because I also have another friend from here that he said his wife blames all of the Mormons, the LDS people. He blames all of them for like the trends in, for one example he gave was like Yeti was really cool for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was like the Stanley.
Yeah.
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 That was all LDS people, all those LDS influencers, because there's a lot of influencers. There's a lot of them online.
Yeah.
It's all their fault.
Well,
That was his
aren't
thing.
there? Yeah, in that LDS or whatever. Yeah, that's right. LDS, right? That's
Yeah.
the abbreviation. Aren't there a lot of like media influence or just people on social media?
Yeah.
That are doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was it Brooklyn and Bailey? Aren't they?
I have no
Or something? I don't know.
Who's Brooklyn and Bailey?
Oh, they're a long time ago. They're older, I think, and married now. But
Yeah, okay.
my daughters watched them.
Yeah.
Or used to, anyways. But way back. But I think they were maybe something. I could be wrong. We'll probably get all kinds of hate comments now on this, but
That's fine.
yeah, that's good.
That drives the algorithm too.
So let them drive her algorithm.
Yeah. No, maybe that's the route you should take, Marcus. Is if you look at like Logan and Jake Paul. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah,
Jake Paul just fought Mike Tyson,
yeah.
but those guys have learned how to market being hateable and like sustain that for years and years and years.
Yeah,
Like,
they have.
if you go out and you talk to just like anybody on the street, I would say 99% of the people they're going to say, no, I do not appreciate the Paul brothers. And yet somehow those guys are worth millions of dollars. They have learned how to over a long period of time even just be hateable, and like they've basically made a living being hateable.
Well, I think people hate them, but they actually like them. They hate them and love them at the same time. I think that's kind of a little bit how it is with these guys.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because even after that Tyson fight, he was very, very polite and praised Tyson, and they hugged and just really, it's like totally switched from the day before.
Yeah. Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I watched that fight a little bit. It was on YouTube.
How was it?
I'm not an expert, but I expected more.
That's what I heard from just about everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a little bit towards the end of it. But I think everybody thought he'd come out swinging, and he didn't.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I will say, I mean, I think he did look pretty shaky on his legs. It just seemed like that a little bit.
Well, he's almost 60.
I know. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I don't know what he was thinking.
No, I mean,
Other than, I don't know if he's going broke, but he sure made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, he made a lot of money. I remember I was probably, I'd have been maybe 16, 17 when he was fighting before. And, yeah, there's a big difference. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch those fights, but, we got the newspaper and, read it and kept up on it and everything, like that. But,
or at least you're not going to tell anybody that you watched it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'd been a little harder than back then. We didn't have internet right in your hand, so that was a little tougher.
Oh, yeah.
But so your plan is to move down there.
Yep.
And do what?
That's a good question. I have sort of two things that I'm working on currently. I have my video production company that I've had for 2 years now, which I think that I'll just preface it this way. I think that if I would really, really push it right now, that it would actually make it go. I really struggled the first couple of years with it.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm almost at the point where I would have like a steady stream of work here.
Yeah. Okay.
However, I have talked to plenty of people that do what I do down there, and there's a bunch of them just stacked on top of each other, but they all act like, hey, we have all the work that we want, and there's even more work than what we can handle. So I figure I'll take all of my camera equipment, all of that down there. But I am also working with somebody on starting a financial agency. And so, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But basically it's a lot of like financial education, but there's also some financial products and service distribution as well.
Yeah, okay. With it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have a cousin that does heating and cooling in New Mexico. Anyways, and they have all kinds of those companies down there, right? Because it's hot.
Yeah.
But it seems like another one starts and they're busy. So I wonder if it's kind of like that in some areas where there's just a lot of things happening of whatever company you pick.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody has work because there's so much of it in that area.
Yeah. Well, I think with people being industrious and like a higher percentage of higher performing people, I would say. Like there's a lot of startups in Salt Lake City. I think Black Rifle Coffee comes from there, Purple Mattress. There is a bunch, even like software companies like Adobe, which makes a lot of creative software. But like they have their headquarters there, and there's just like tons and tons of businesses there. Seems like there's more competition, and it seems like they are looking to get an edge on the business down the street. Whereas around here, I mean, it's a lot of grass seed farmers, a lot of construction. It's not so much even that people don't want video production. It's just like they don't even really know how they would use it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
And so it's like, oh yeah, well, making a video about my business would be cool, but what is it even going to do for me? And it's like, yeah, that is a good question. And it's not, one video is not going to change your business. And so anyway, so it's like the people that live there, the businesses that are there, I think that they're looking for a way to get an edge on their competition. And I think that there would be a use for video production more there than there would be here.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But, you know who Jesse Bounds is, right?
I do know Jesse Bounds.
So,
Has he been here yet?
no, he's coming on though.
Oh, is
so,
he?
Yeah. Here.
When?
I'm not sure yet. Hopefully this week we got Jeff Krupp coming back too.
Oh,
maybe this week. I don't know yet.
That'll be a good
That'll
one.
be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what the comments.
Oh,
say on
you
that.
said... Did you say you were going to have him back after the election?
Yeah. I said after the election we'll have him back on. So
That should be interesting.
hope maybe it might even happen this week, or next week.
Okay.
But you take for Jesse Bounds, for instance, he's another guy a lot of people don't like,
Yeah.
just for whatever reasons. But you got to look at him and see what he's doing. So he's a farmer slash in the hay, and he took social media and used it to his advantage. I mean, you see what all he's doing.
I know.
You know, I think next summer he's actually going to hold an event where if you have balers, you and your guys that are baling can come and he'll hands-on show you how to do stuff. Nobody's doing that around here.
Hands-on how to do what?
Bale. Like
bail.
run
Okay.
a baler.
Okay.
Run a stacker. What to
really?
look for. How to fix stuff. Do whatever. Nobody's doing that.
Really?
Not even the dealerships are doing that.
Wow.
You know, and I mean he's leveraging social media to his advantage. It's really interesting to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I know what you mean. A lot of these farmers, construction people are like, well, yeah, but what is it going to? What good is it going to? Well, the good it's going to do you, one thing, it's going to give you edge in your industry.
Yes.
That's what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Whether you're the biggest guy or you're the smartest guy in your industry, it's going to give you an edge. And people are like, well, they don't. That's I think the point they don't get.
Yeah, I have a couple things to say to that. Yes, Jesse Bounds does very well on social media. In fact, when I started my company, my video production company, I looked at his website, I looked at his social media, and I was like this guy's doing it. This is what people should be doing. But I think, if there's ignorance around like what video production could actually do for you, like people don't have the patience to actually make it work. Jesse Bounds didn't just overnight get all of those followers and learn how to make videos and all of that stuff. I guarantee he was working on that for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Before he got into a rhythm, right?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't want to, wait it out, be patient. However, I did recently make some videos for Locals Donuts where I was I was doing trivia with their customers.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that one.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 more that are coming.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
maybe I shouldn't be saying this.
yeah, just
because-
wait. So we have to stop and take a what do you call it?
Commercial break?
Commercial break.
You got a sponsor?
No. I just was going to give props to you for everybody watching. This is Randy with, what do you want? You have, I can't even think of the name now.
Wingman Visual.
Wingman Visual. Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Randy with Wingman Visual, and he's the one that actually got me started. So I had this idea, and I asked him a lot of advice. He did a bunch of the filming early on for me. So we're just back here paying our dues back to him. Have him back on. So Wingman Visual, and he's going to be moving. But anyways, he's the one that got me started in this. So just letting everybody know.
Yeah. I'm going to keep Wingman Visual, and there's customers around here that I don't really want to let go of.
Can you do that remotely?
I could do some of it remotely. It's not like I'm a big... Well, maybe I am a control freak. I don't think I am, but it's just... You spend so long building a relationship with a customer before they work with you. And then they work with you, and you're like, well, you had a good time. You like the people, and you want to continue that relationship and keep helping them. It's like, I'd probably fly back from Salt Lake City to do video shoots for people. And I also have friends here. Well, Elijah, he's been helping you as well.
Yeah.
He's great with a camera. He's great at editing. I mean, if there's something little to do, if there's something that doesn't require a couple of people, just have him do it and pay him to do it. Anyway, maybe this is another plug for Wingman Visual.
Yeah, advertise yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just going to do a little case study here. So, we recently did some trivia videos for Locals Donuts, right? And I was explaining to them that there's like 3 different types of videos that you should be focusing on. There's like, and if you think of it like a funnel, right? There's videos that you're going to try to put out there that you're just going to want to try to get eyeballs on your content and on this specific video, right? And it's probably going to be slightly cheesy. It's not going to be that deep. It's not, you're just trying to get your name out there, right? Well, then there's more of like the middle of the funnel where you're kind of like nurturing, I don't know if you'd call it a relationship, but basically you're trying to make your customers connect with your employees or whoever's in front of the camera, right? And then the bottom of the funnel, and this is, I mean, there's the least amount of people there, but that's where you're actually going to call the people to take some type of action, okay? And so with Locals Donuts, we came up with different videos for each one of those categories. But the trivia ones, if they got 3 out of 5 questions right, they got a free hoodie, right? And then at the end, we said, if you want a hoodie like this, go to localsdonuts.com/merch, and you can do it. You can do it too.
Yeah, everybody watching this.
Yeah. Go to localsdonuts.com/merch and get your hoodie. And then also at the end it said, and remember, a hoodie would make, or Christmas is coming up and a hoodie would make a nice gift. And I designed the Locals Donuts merch store as well.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So if anybody's out there and looks at it, criticizes the design, that was me.
Yeah, maybe I
Put
should
it down in the comments what I should change. We're going to try to get as many comments on this video as possible. Anyway, but they don't really push it. Merchandise is not really something that they're trying to put out there. And so like they do a sale maybe every month or every other month. It's not very much. The day the video went out, I get a notification from Shopify because I designed their store. You sold a hoodie. I'm like, cool. It was the same day the video went out.
Yeah.
The next day, you sold 2 more hoodies. Now, this was like the first video that we had actually been trying to push merch.
Yeah.
And boom, it worked.
Yeah, it's good.
And so it's like, with a little bit of strategy, obviously they're posting on a regular basis. They got a big following because they are giving away donuts all the time, and everybody wants free donuts.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like they have that connection with a lot of their customers already. And so bottom of the funnel, call them to action, buy this hoodie for whoever for Christmas.
Yeah.
And boom, it happened. So I'm not completely full of hot air.
You do know a little bit.
I do have a
about it.
few
Well,
ideas
I'm
that
thinking
work.
maybe starting a merch store. What am I
Oh,
going
are
to
you?
sell? The Schrock Show, huh?
The Schrock Show.
Yeah. Maybe get some yellow shoes and have it on the shoes or something.
Yeah. Or a yellow hoodie.
Yellow
Get
hoodie.
like this color of hoodie, black, the Schrock Show.
Maybe
oh,
a black hoodie with yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Or yellow with black. I don't know.
Yeah. Do it. You're gonna have some merch?
I don't know. I haven't even did it yet, so I just thought about it.
What would be your first merch
Probably
set?
hoodie or something.
Hoodies?
Like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty basic and easy, I think. You know, just I mean, what I don't know. We'll see. I thought about maybe doing some custom cutting boards,
Oh, yeah.
but it's a little late now for Christmas to do that.
Right.
So maybe next year we'll see.
Well, at this point, you could look at your strategy and you could just start subtly pushing people toward buying a cutting board. And then in like October, November, really lay it on thick. Hey, buy this cutting board.
Yeah.
Probably sell some.
But I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I got to check into that and see what all.
Yeah.
See what all's there.
I'm no expert in selling merch. Okay, I was just like, I've heard people talk about this. I explained it to my brother, who was the customer, the client.
Yeah.
We went with the strategy and it worked. So
were they happy about that?
Yeah.
I'm sure they were, but yeah.
Yeah, they were, I think they were a little surprised too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the better word. Were they surprised?
Yeah, they were surprised. Yeah. Oh, and I also have a podcast. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah, tell us about your podcast.
The short version is we are trying to lead young people to a happier and more fulfilled life, and I believe that the way that a lot of the young people could be happier, more fulfilled, is by starting their own company, starting their own business. For me, I mean, it just taught me so much about myself when things get rough and tough and finances are thin and all of that. Really teaches you who you are. Anyway, it's not that pleasant of an experience. However, I feel it makes you a better person. And so, like, that's kind of our mission, is to educate and inspire these young people to start their own company or go start a nonprofit, something like that that's going to bring you more fulfillment. We just started it back in, I think we started releasing episodes in April. So we're still new. We're even newer than your show.
Even newer than mine. Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as I do, trying to get guests on is a headache.
It is.
And I'm not quite sure what lane we're going to take yet. Not quite sure where we're going to go with it yet. But yeah, we have a bunch of interviews on there, and I would like to get it to kind of like a mastermind type of a conversation where we have entrepreneurial inclined people to come on and just talk about a given subject. And also, I was thinking, like, I need to start focusing on, like, people that are experts in a specific area as well. And I got one interview with a guy that wrote a book about purpose.
Oh, okay.
But then that was the last expert that I had on. So
that was the last one you had on.
yeah, I guess I just don't have too many experts for friends. So
yeah, they're a little harder to find, I think.
they are.
And then, if they don't want to talk, or that's the other thing too, is some people don't want to,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, they don't want to talk. But
Yeah.
but I think podcasts, so I'm just going to keep doing the podcast thing
Yeah.
as well as food. But I think everybody should have a podcast with their social media, because I think it's just a good way to connect with other people, and then let your audience kind of just listen to you and kind of learn what you think, and
Yeah.
that way. But
Yeah. Well, I guess, what's the biggest way that your podcast has changed, I guess, maybe your life, or I guess the biggest advantage that you've seen of having a podcast?
I think for me, it's probably just learning about other people, or just about other people.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, is because most people that, like, I haven't had anybody come on right yet that has, like, some horrible story, really.
Okay.
Most of it, you know what most of it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
about business or something
Yeah.
like that, kind of. So I haven't really been affected that way,
Yeah.
by something like that. But I've been more affected by people that just have knowledge about something. And so you just sit there and listen to them, or they're
Yeah.
passionate about what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually think that if somebody wants to get into a specific industry, I think that a podcast is probably the best way to do that. Because before you know it, you're going to be talking with people that are, I guess you could call them out of your league, so to speak. They're further along on their journey, or closer to what you want to accomplish, right? And those are the people that you should have on your podcast. But, like, those people, if you called them up and said, hey, I want to go out for lunch with you, and I want you to tell me your method of cooking, or whatever you talk to people about, they're probably going to be like, no. Or they probably won't even answer back. A lot of people are good at that.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I can't stand. But anyway.
they're excellent at that.
Anyway, but, like, you will start talking to people that are doing what you want to do. Like, they're willing to come on a podcast and share their thoughts. A lot of them are, not all of them. a lot of them are very willing to come on and talk about their area of expertise or whatever. And whether or not there's anybody actually listening to the conversation or the podcast, like, it actually does. I mean, you get to learn for free.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, I guess just revealed to all of my, all of the guests on my podcast that I was just tapping into their area of expertise for free.
For free. No, but I think you're right about that. I think that a lot of people, so like you said, they don't want to just sit down in a restaurant and tell you about it.
No.
And I think some of that is like I've heard other people say is people want, like if you're in an industry, for sure, people want other people to know. They want them to hear. They want to be seen. They want to be known.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the reason is why they come on a podcast, because they're like, yeah, they want to share and they want other people to hear.
Yeah.
Where if they sit one-on-one, it's just you.
Right.
It feels maybe to them like a waste of time.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know if you ever heard of the concept of the gap and the gain. But like the gap is the space between where you are and where you want to be. The gain is like where you are now from like where you started. And I feel like having people on podcasts, because like I've had guests on my podcast, entrepreneurs, business owners, they get done. You know, they maybe weren't that excited to get interviewed. Like, just do a podcast for this guy, whatever. But at the end of it, they're like, oh, that was really fun. That was great. Great conversation. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is because they are looking at the game, where they started to where they are now. They're not looking exactly at where they want to be. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of us need to learn in life is look more at the game, be happy with the game. Definitely have goals and work towards your goals, but celebrate your progress. And I think that podcasts are a good way for people that have done or that are passionate about something and been working on it for a while. If they can sit down and talk about that for a while and kind of be heard, be seen, then they're like, oh, yeah, I actually have made progress. Happy with that.
They kind of it gives them a chance to reflect.
Yeah.
Reflect on, like you said, where they came from, where they are.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that, the gap that you were saying. So if you have somebody come on your podcast, and I know you can look at it a couple ways. So you can look at it as closing the gap like that.
Yeah.
Or you can look at it as a bridge over that gap.
Yeah.
So if you look at everybody that comes on your podcast as a piece of that bridge you're building to span that gap.
Yeah.
That's another way to look at it.
For sure.
Now I've never heard that. That's original with me. I'm sure somebody said that.
So if anybody uses that,
that,
you better put more.
I'm sure it's on social media somewhere. I haven't saw that. So
I definitely think that those people can help bridge that gap to help you get there quicker. And I love self-development. I love thinking big thoughts and things like that. But I'm no expert in it, and that's why. That is one thing that I just loved about my podcast is like I have this vision. I would love to help people that were like me when I was like 18 years old. I want to help those people, but I really don't feel like I've had the level of success that I've wanted. And so I don't necessarily feel like I'm qualified to speak to them. But I can start a podcast and I can host and I can have people that have had big levels of success and they can talk to the audience. And that's the thing is like you can start a podcast and maybe you're not an expert in any area. Maybe you don't even want to be, but you can just talk to the people that are the experts. You can talk to people that have the experience that you would like to tap into, and they can be the experts, and you don't, because if you're going to try to become an expert, like that's going to take years.
Yeah.
And it'd be better to start a podcast now, get other people to talk about it, and then when you reach your goals, then you can talk about that. Anyway, That's just my own
ramblings.
Is.
Yeah, I didn't know it is because I'm not going to be an expert in MMA fighting ever. You know
but you like it.
I like it, but I'm not going to be an expert in it. I'm not going to be an expert in being a politician.
Yeah.
I'll probably never be a politician.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to listen to somebody that's been there.
Right.
That did that.
Yeah.
Or just in anything that I'm not going to be ever. It's just interesting to listen to people talk about it.
It is. It is. And I think conversations are I think if we had more conversations face to face with real people, that we would have less fighting and name calling and all that kind of crap comes across on the internet. It's a lot easier to yell at somebody in a comment section than it is face to face.
Oh yeah. And do you ever notice the people that are like negative are the ones that their accounts are private? Yeah, watch that. I mean, it almost is. Like the people that are like negative, have negative comments, or this is just whatever, almost always their accounts are private.
And they probably don't have an actual picture of them.
Well, yeah, profile probably picture. Not. It's probably some, whatever.
Anime.
Yeah, anime or something.
Yeah, anyway.
But it's just that was interesting.
Anyway, if you have any people in your audience that watch anime and you don't like that I said that, I don't really care. I've never enjoyed anime.
I'm not even actually like if somebody said describe anime, I don't even know if I could describe it.
I don't.
Like, it's not like. I know I should. I mean, probably I should know that, right?
There's lots of people that are into it. Like millennials are into it, and so sometimes you'll just get like a 30, 35-year-old dude that'll just start talking about anime, and I'm like, isn't that like cartoons? Yeah. And it's not good cartoons.
Isn't anime mainly cartoons?
Yeah, it is. I think it's all.
It's what I would have called cartoons.
Right.
I mean, just call them cartoons.
I'm no expert in anime, but all of the anime that I've seen, it hasn't even been like beautiful art or like a good. There's some animated movies or TV shows that you watch, and it's like, wow, like that actually looks good. But this. Yeah,
like are there movies coming out that are all anime? Like, are they starting to produce movies that are anime now?
I think so. They've had the TV shows for years and years. Yeah. I guess the way that I would describe it would be like a comic book that's come to life, kind of. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't know. Not a fan.
Not a fan of it.
Not a fan.
So moving down there, do you think that there's, like, I think maybe you said this earlier, but there's a lot more people there that are into media, kind of what you're doing, more than like where you live now.
Yeah,
a lot more.
There's more of a need for what I would provide.
Yeah, than here.
Well, I guess I don't even know if I should say that, because here's another thing. If there's any grass seed farmers out there, you need to listen up. Okay, politicians have learned how to not get their message out through the mainstream media. They just go through social media now. Mm-hmm. It's just a direct connection. Mm-hmm. You, grass seed farmers, could do that through the internet.
Why is it Black Friday? Why not White Friday? Why not Brown Friday?
I have no idea. I have no idea where to go with that one, Marcus.
We're not getting into the whole race.
Did you go shopping?
I did. I went shopping, yeah.
Did you want to get into the whole race thing?
No. We better avoid that whole race thing.
Do you think, with the way this is kind of political, but I'll try to keep it light here. The way that the world has gone, so I would say that for the last, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, like there's been like a group that's gone like uber woke, right? Mm-hmm. To the point where they kind of ticked everybody off. Mm-hmm. I mean, even school kids were making fun of like wokeness and, all these liberals. It seems like a lot of that is coming crashing down now. This whole prestige that these woke people, they're more virtuous and more compassionate and caring and just all around better people than the rest of us peasants that would maybe hold on to more conservative ideas. It feels like that whole prestige and all of that, handling them with kid gloves or whatever, all that's coming crashing down, it feels like. It seems like people are a little bit more willing to maybe joke around about some of those more sensitive subjects like race.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You think
Yeah. I think a lot of that is people are just getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Long and the short of it.
Because I think people just need to take themselves less seriously. I mean, I'll just give you another example here. So we're going to Salem the other day. And my car likes to drink oil. So we're filling up with gas, and I go around the back to get my oil out of the back to put into the motor. I open up the back door, and there's a plastic bag that just goes flying up in the air. And it just goes flying across the parking lot that we were at. I didn't put that plastic bag there. It was my wife's, right? And I get out, I chase that thing. You know how it is, trying to pick something that's rolling on the ground away. Looked like an absolute fool out there.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just laughed. There was a part of me that kind of wanted to be like, what? Why are you leaving plastic bags in the back of the car?
Oh, yeah.
But I look back at the car, and my wife was having an absolute great time watching me chase this. Oh, yeah, she thought it was hilarious. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, it actually is kind of funny. Yeah. And I wouldn't laugh if it was somebody else. So
if it was her.
I'm not even going to take myself seriously. But, like, jokes online or, I mean, jokes online that are racist against, like, white people. Yeah. I laugh at those.
Yeah, it's just comedy. It's humor.
It is. Yeah. I might have even sent it to you. It's like I got my 23andMe results back. I got my 23andMe results back, and this is what it said, and it just had like a picture of a box of crackers. And it said an assortment of crackers.
Yeah. Assortment of crackers. That's what we all are. We're all mixed anyway. So.
Anyway, I just laughed at it.
Yeah, like there was a one. What was his name? You would know his name. He was a Mexican. He lived with Raymond for a while. Chris, yeah. He would tell everybody he was a Mexican burrito made in America.
Yeah.
Just laugh. He thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember you asking that to one of Gina's boyfriends.
So, I did, probably.
Would you consider Chris a burrito made in America?
Yeah, I probably did. Poor guy. He didn't even know what a burrito was. He's from the Midwest.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
And so you're going down there and just doing that, huh? Just
yeah.
Going to be doing the social media thing, building your... So that finance thing, that's going to kind of be your deal?
Yeah, I kind of... Like somebody kind of took me through like the education process of like what we do. I looked at it and I was like, this is like new strategies like I've never seen before. And I was like, there's so many people. I'm pretty sure like a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I know don't know this stuff. And so I don't know if I'll ever be like really, really big into it. But I like to share the information. And I mean, I really think the information that we give to people, I really think that it could help them a lot. And that's why I do it. But I can't hardly see myself getting passionate about financial products, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But it does make me a little bit of money at this point, and it has the ability to make me a lot of money because the financial industry is the highest paid industry in the world. And there's an ability there to like build out a financial agency and have agents and have them do your work for you, stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's that opportunity there.
Yeah.
So is this mainly going to be on social media that you're doing this?
No, we don't really do a lot on social media. It's more I mean,
One-on-one.
yeah, one-on-one stuff because everybody's needs are just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that is kind of like the problem with a lot of financial companies. Mm-hmm. You walk in through the front door and they have a quota on, let's say, IRAs for the month. And you walk in through the front door and you're like, well, I need to invest. They're going to be like, oh, have you ever heard of an IRA? And they're probably going to sign you up for whatever they have a quota on.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And a lot of time, an IRA can be a very good thing. But the problem with that approach is like, there's a lot of people that end up with financial products that really wasn't actually what they needed.
Yeah, it's not what they needed.
So our approach is more like, okay, here's the facts. This is what would make like a good investment. Here's maybe your different options within like those boundaries, and like what would you like to do? More like that type of an approach rather than like, oh, here's this product, just take this one.
Yeah.
So
are you going to get into doing like speaking engagements? Is that something you'd like to do?
I would.
Just going around speaking.
Did I tell you that?
No.
Okay.
I just assumed that. I mean, most people that do this kind of stuff do. I mean, like that's what I want to do eventually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily. It might not even be on food.
Yeah.
It could be on social media itself. It could be on something else or whatever. But eventually, I'd like to get into doing that.
Yeah. No, I mean, my goal for my life is I mean, I have it written down. Like, I want to help 100 people to a happier and more fulfilled life. Like, that is my goal. And, you know, once I hit that goal, like, I plan on upping that. But I want to get to the point. The whole thing that I want to do with the podcast is basically build an audience and then start having live events.
Yeah.
I love live events.
You've been going to some, huh?
I've been going to quite a few. Yes.
How did you find those helpful?
Yes, I do. There's science around it too, and if you look at some of these, like there's certain patterns within like some of these events. A lot of the stuff I've heard, I'm not a doctor or a psychologist, so please don't throw me under the bus. But they say it takes like 3 days. It takes 3 days out of your normal routine and habitat, so to speak, to like get you to start shifting beliefs, right?
Yeah.
It takes 3 days to do that. And you will see a lot of these self-development things, or coaching. I just went to a real estate conference last weekend actually, but that was 3 days as well.
That was a 3-day event.
I've gone to this event, it's 3 days. Gone to that event, it's 3 days. And like, I'm not saying that one that's shorter than that couldn't do you any good, but like, they say the whole point in those things is like to shift beliefs, because like if we can't do that, then like, was it even worth going to the event? Anyway. So
yeah, that's interesting. So 3 days is what they claim. Because a lot of them are 3 days, aren't they?
Yeah.
3 days. I mean, some of them are 1 day.
There's a lot of loud music. Get people moving.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get people moving because, you know, like movement actually changes the way that you're thinking and things like that. You know, they're 3 days long. You got this, you got that, you got all of this other stuff. And I know that there's a lot of people that are like, it's just a bunch of rah-rah. The events that I would go to. Yeah. And it's probably true. However, there's a lot of people that I know, they need a little bit more rah-rah in their life. They're just floating along.
They need to be
and they need
bumped and prodded, huh?
Yeah.
Woke up.
They need to move.
So what do you think about the 1-day events?
I've been to some that actually, a couple of my favorite events have just been 1 day.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with one. One was in L.A. that I went to with my friend Nick was also on the podcast, and his wife was on here too. Probably my favorite event, but it had like a lot of high caliber speakers, and the event just went off. It was just a great event.
Yeah.
And then I went to one in Salem with like Tim Tebow, Ed Milet, Robert Herjavec, Marcus Lemonis, or whatever his name is, Ann Byler. His Life Surge.
That was good.
You should have been at that one.
I thought about going.
You should have been at that one.
It didn't work, but yeah.
But yes, those events are, when you get that many like high caliber speakers, like, I don't know. I just enjoy listening to those people.
Well, it's a lot to process too.
It is a lot
in that short amount of time.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
But,
Do you go to those events? You've been to some, haven't you?
No, just the one. Just the 10-4 coach and Jesse Bounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the only one I've been to.
But then was that where you met Buck?
Yeah.
And he's helping you with your social media now, right?
Yeah. No, that was a good. I mean, if you were into social media, that actually was a very good event to go for.
Oh, really?
There was actually, there was quite a bit on social media.
Huh.
Just not even from him. It was just from kind of mixed in with all the speakers.
Yeah.
They had that one guy there that he wasn't a speaker, but he got up on stage and just talked. And he's a dairy farmer in the Midwest. He has over a million followers on YouTube. And all he does is just posts in between truckloads.
Oh, really?
That's what he said. And he said the same thing. Like, there's people that hate him. Like, I think he's had threats against him and stuff like that. But he's like, he just has to post something, and then everything just lets the comments do the rest.
Yeah.
It just goes.
There you go.
But yeah, that was a good event. Yeah, I'm gonna go to probably some more. I mean his, but then other ones too.
Yeah.
But it's just, if you're into social media, it's a good way to network.
Yeah.
Meet people and just talk to different people about this and learn what they do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm sure you've met people at these events. You'll probably see it maybe another time at another event or something.
Yeah, and I try to get people's phone numbers. Try to get better at remembering people's names.
Yeah, that's hard.
If you read the books, if you read all about these successful people, like there's some people that, according to like books, authors, they'll say like the only reason this guy became successful, or like one of the main reasons is he could remember people's names. He had a system down pat to where when he met somebody, he got their name. He would like keep bringing it up in the conversation.
Oh yeah.
And then like when he stepped away, or like when the conversation was over, he would actually like go to his office and write this guy's name, write out a description of this guy, and then he would just tear it up and throw it away. But like now he had it in his head.
Yeah. So the next time he met him.
Yeah, and he remembered names so well.
Yeah. That is one of my problems too. It's like trying to remember people's names. I mean, there's some people that are easy to remember.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna, if you saw them in a crowd, you know their name.
Right.
But then there's other people that are like, I met the one guy there. He wants to do a podcast. He's from up by Walla Walla. No, Yakima. I think Yakima. I got his card, but I couldn't even tell you his name.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of like, if I saw him again, I think I'd know.
Yeah.
Know who he was.
Yeah.
But I can't even. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. I'm getting better at it. Usually when I shake their hand, they tell me their name. Repeat it back to them. But also, I mean, if the conversation lasts a while, I guess you can't really do it. But a lot of people that you meet networking like that, it's usually a 2 or 3 minute conversation.
Yeah, it's not usually very long.
But then like, as soon as they step away, I'll literally just like point at them, say their name. I was playing football this morning with people that I didn't know, and I was trying to do that.
Trying to remember their names.
But like, yeah, I remember I met a Joshua, I met a Spencer, I met a Michael, Zach. There's just multiple people there.
Yeah.
It's something that you intentionally have to do, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Huh. Good. Anyways, yeah, well, I was just gonna. I wanted to catch up with you sometime before you left.
Yeah.
Just see what you're doing. See what.
Next time might have to be a Zoom call.
Yeah, probably. Zoom call. I've actually been liking Instagram.
Instagram Live?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing what. Just keep it, about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and just doing Instagram lives.
Yeah, I like the one that you had with Wendell.
Yeah.
I was enjoying
Yeah, I saw
that.
you on there. I can't figure out though how to comment back to you on there. How do I do that?
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I should know, but
I've never done an Instagram Live. Maybe I should.
you try one. We should do one sometime, just for the
Okay.
fun of it.
Yeah.
And then just try because I could see people commenting, but then I'm not sure. I should do one sometime with you, and then just that way I can just mess around trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
reply to people.
I was driving and it popped up, "Hey, Marcus is going live with Wendell Yoder." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll listen to this."
Watch it, yeah.
I was sitting there commenting and driving down the
We
road
had
at the same time.
18 people watching.
Nice.
So I mean,
Nice. Just got to stay consistent. You need to put that on the schedule. Listen, every Wednesday at 3:00 in the
3 o'clock.
afternoon,
yeah.
we're having a live.
Yeah, I want to try every week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Probably, like around 3:30ish that time, 3 to 3:30 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Whatever, maybe Thursdays, Fridays, something like that.
Why do you like that format?
It's just easier. For me, it's handier because
Yeah.
it's just on your phone. I don't have to have, a computer set up or sitting here
Yeah.
doing a Zoom call with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's just short. Now, if it was going to be, a Zoom call for like an hour, I'd probably rather just, do it through Zoom and sit down and look at a screen.
Yeah.
But if it's only like a 20-minute, I could do that anywhere.
Right.
I could be in the house, I could be in my car, I could be in a motel, wherever, I can do it.
Yeah.
And it's just, for me, it's just easy.
Yeah.
That-
Well, see,
that's
that
I think the main thing.
that is one thing that you have to keep in mind, especially when you're making content. And I try to do that with my podcast as well. As like, if you're gonna do it like short term, yeah, you can put a lot of effort and stress over every little detail. But if you're in it for the long haul, somebody told me one time on social media, especially if you're in it for the long haul, it's better to have things that are present than things that are perfect.
Yeah.
And so it's like, maybe content's not quite what it should be, or maybe you missed something, or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I got
Posted
roast.
it.
I got roast. Did you see that one where I made guacamole? I said I have 2 guacamoles instead of avocados.
Oh, really?
Oh, people comment all like, "Do you do that on purpose?" That's called guac. I'm like, "That's called avocados." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I just messed up. That's all." And
It's
I
on
just,
Instagram or YouTube?
Yeah, well, on both. I think it's on both. But yeah. Oh yeah, all kinds of people commented on that. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware I said that. I didn't edit it. I just left it.
Yeah.
That's like, whatever. But
But see, maybe you should remember those things,
Yeah.
and like maybe your thing, Mark, is maybe part
actually,
of your.
I didn't catch it in editing. That's what happened.
Oh, you didn't.
I did not catch it when I edited it.
But maybe you should just remember those things and be like, you know what? Maybe my thing, the Schrock Show, me, Marcus Schrock, my thing is going to be calling some for produce or some for thing that I make. I'm going to call it by its wrong name.
Every time.
Yeah, you could just do that.
Call
'Cause,
a
like,
burrito a chimichanga. And I'll have the whole Mexican. They'll invade.
yeah. You got, market, you gotta get people commenting. Gotta get people commenting.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's been fun though.
Yeah.
So, anyways. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's about all
All right. Well, thanks for having me here.
Yeah. And
Like and
oh,
subscribe.
you never did tell them what they are podcasting.
Oh, it's the Merchandise Show, and merchant is spelled. It's not merchant. It's merchant. It's MRCHN Dice.
I'll put it in like when I do on Instagram this video. I'll put it down there with it.
Yeah, usually
Tag you and tag.
usually if you type in MRCHN Dice Show, there's nobody else that has anything that's similar to that, and so it'll usually pop up right away.
Alrighty.
All right.